started really deeply reflecting.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, I need to do something about myself. You see, the problem is a lot of people they expect like external forces or outside people like oh, this person will help me. But when you really self-reflect and all this, you'll see that nobody's going to help you. You have to take the
Yeah.
first step in
Helping
trying to get
yourself.
yourself out of whatever situation that you are in.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Sammy Griffin. We're here at Life Gymnasium on a Holiday Inn, and this is episode 4. Am I right? 4. Fifth, 5, 4. Yeah. Enjoy the episode, guys. And sorry. Before everything ends, hi Florence. I love you.
Welcome back to another episode of Nogat Less Man. This is episode number 4. Thank you all so much for following us along the journey so far. If you haven't subscribed, please do now to not miss out on future videos. As usual, we are here back at Life Gymnasium. Life Gymnasium is a gym located in Holiday Inn. If you don't know where it is, we're going to leave links and everything you need to know down in the description. So please check it out and join the gym today. I am joined today by none other than my co-host, yours truly, Chan,
Hey, this is Mr. Yellow Beanie. What's up?
aka Shaka23, and we are here with our special guest who's going to be, well, he's done an appearance before, but he's going to do an official appearance now. He's our producer, he's Victor.
Yes, Victor Freak. What's up, yo?
I
Hi
was going to
guys,
say
thanks
his
for having
other
me.
name, but it's all right. Sorry, Victor, take it away.
Hi guys, thanks for having me. I'm always usually behind the camera, but thanks for giving me this opportunity to be with you
In
guys
front
on
of the
film.
camera now.
Yeah, bro.
Where you
Finally,
belong.
It's about time to be.
Yeah. The OG.
Time for you to shine, man. Time for you
He's
to
the guy who presses the record buttons on all the
Yeah, he's a producer, legit. Like he's just
Yep.
you
I
know,
basically do nothing.
That's what producers do.
So yeah,
You're very talented at doing nothing.
yeah.
it's one of my many positive traits.
It's gonna be a fun day. So we're gonna talk about a little bit about like his profession and his fitness journey because Victor has like a really inspiring story to tell you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I enjoy having this conversation with him. So let's start straight off, Victor. What do you do like in your like day job? Just like
Okay.
10 words or 20 words, probably 20 words is not enough. 100 words or less.
Okay, I'll try to keep it brief.
Yeah, basic.
Okay, I'm an accountant by profession. Currently working in the government sector. I'm currently the internal auditor with the SME Corporation, so I do internal
Oh.
audit work with them. And yeah, so that's about it for my profession side. And
Where
yeah.
you from?
Oh yeah, that's right. I am from Karaku.
Yeah, represent.
Yep.
Yeah, Kariku in the house. Yeah, I'm from there as well.
Honorary. Everybody wants to be from Kairuku nowadays.
Yeah, I'm not. But honestly, I didn't know you were from there.
Oh, thanks for it.
Yeah.
I'm from Karaku, Mekeo, but yeah, a big name Karaku, so we'll
Okay.
take that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. No, it's interesting because I didn't like. Honestly, I thought you were like. I don't want to say it. You know, I'm
No,
not
just
gonna.
say it.
No, that's okay.
I think you're from
a lot of
somewhere else.
yeah, a lot of people confuse me from being somewhere else. That's good.
Yeah, but that's a
Yeah.
Kairuku thing as well.
Because like 4 years in school in uni, a lot of people thought I was from Manus.
True.
Because I used to hang around with C and some of the Manus
Ah.
guys. And then I attend the Manus Students Association end of year function. And they'd be like, hey, Papu. So then, anyway, sometimes when people assume things and then you're like, you don't correct them.
True. It gets exhausting as well. It's like,
So
it's
like,
okay,
oh,
let
okay,
them
yeah,
believe.
anyway, I'm from Manus.
Just go with
Just for you. Oh.
Yeah, but I'm from Central Province. I'm from Karaku. Particularly Mekeo, but yeah.
Nice.
Cool. So I've known Victor for a few months now, and like we had conversations, and you told me a bits and pieces about like where you were before in terms of your health and how far you've come. Share us a little bit about that. Like I've seen some pictures. If you don't mind, we can share them. And
Oh, yeah, sure.
we'll do like a brief breakdown. But yeah, what was your, I've asked this before on the show, and I think you're the producer, so you know. What was your pivotal moment of like turning yourself around from being where you were to now you are?
Okay, it's for myself. I think my fitness journey started back in 2020. So in 2020, I was with my previous employer. I won't say the name, but yeah. So I was at a point in my life where, like, I was stuck. Like, if there's no proper way to describe it, but like I felt stuck. Like my job was going nowhere, and I didn't feel good about myself. Also, I was in debt. Like I was broke. Like a couple of circumstances led up to me being taking out loans, and I was like I was in really big debt. So during the in 2020, I sort of like also like nothing was going for me, like work wise as well as like being broke, work wise, and also relationships as well. Nothing was actually going well for me. So like it was sort of like a turning point for me. Like I started questioning like what's going wrong and like and all this. Like it was the time for me to like I took
That you reflected,
I reflected
on your life so far.
on my life so far, and I was like, damn, like nothing's working for me right now. And like C and myself, like we've known each other for a while, so he's one of my mates. Like he'll hit me up, we'll go catch, we'll go out for lunch, or take a drive around. What we usually do, we'll drive around and we just start roasting people on the side of the road. So look at this dude, or look at that guy. We'll have a laugh, and that's all we basically did. So then he shared to me his what he's been doing. Oh, bro, I'm like this and like that. I go for walks, I fast. Oh, there's this guy, David Goggins, So he got me onto Goggins and some other self-improvement books.
I think you got us all on to Goggins.
Yeah. So then that's practically how it started for me. So back in 2020, at the back end of 2020, that's when I started seriously coming to the gym. Like I've been a fat kid in my family, and I've been big all my life, like since school coming up, and I've never hit the gym ever. Like in high school, I joined the rugby team. I tried to maintain my weight, joined the rugby team, and even in uni, I played rugby as well. And then I lost the weight, and then after leaving uni, I gained the weight again.
Relapse.
And then bad habits leading up to 2020, and I just didn't like the way I looked, and just didn't like.
So how much did you weigh?
So at my heaviest, I weighed like 130 kilos.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was back in 2020. So when C started coming to the gym, he encouraged me to come. Started coming with him at the back end of 2020. That's when we started coming, and this when we met the guys, some of the guys like Chan, Jordan. Like it's just a really good environment. Really good environment. Once you come and meet the likes of like-minded individuals and all that, and it just pushes you and
helps you to come to the gym.
Yes. So 2020 was the turning point for me, and a lot's happened since then. But I think.
So it helps you, like, in terms of you felt like everything was going against you, and then making that decision to better yourself, everything sort of went for a better turn. Would I be right in saying that, or is it like you just found something that's made you want to do it and improve yourself? I'm just repeating myself again.
No. Oh yeah. Well, that's part of it. Like
The curry, mate. It's the curry that's working.
Yeah.
when I first started on this, first started coming to the gym, like it was about coming to the gym and getting my health in order.
Okay. Was it like really bad, or were you just unsatisfied with your weight and just how everything, like were you experiencing like like the common things that come with like being overweight, like shortness of breath, or like were you constantly getting
yeah,
sick?
yeah, definitely.
Did you have like health problems, or was it just a weight thing?
I think I'm lucky. I didn't experience a lot of health problems.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I'll say I'm blessed, blessed like not to experience nothing extreme.
Yeah.
But it's like the dissatisfaction of like when I looked into the mirror and I saw myself, I was like, hey, I'm not that old, and I look old. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of the things I keep telling you.
Yeah.
Like you look younger now than the first time I met you.
yeah. So back in the day too, there was a friend of mine from high school. I met up with her, and she also said, like the first time she showed me, she was like, hey, you've let yourself go and all this, and sort of got to me. She was also on a fitness journey as well, and she started giving advice and all that stuff, and it got to me. I was like, hey, this is somebody I haven't seen in years.
Yeah.
And then
It's always the random
yeah, and then
meet up and conversation.
and then the conversation just went straight to this. And sort of caught me off guard too. Started really deeply reflecting.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, I need to do something about myself. You see, the problem is a lot of people they expect like external forces or outside people like oh, this person will help you. But when you really self-reflect and all this, you'll see that nobody's going to help you. You have to
Yeah.
take the first step in
Helping
trying
yourself.
to get yourself out of whatever situation that you are in. So for me, when I saw myself, I was pretty overweight and not pretty. I was basically fat, like really fat. And,
You weren't pretty as
Yep.
well.
yeah, pretty and fat. as well. But I was yeah, I didn't like what I saw in the mirror, so I
You just
started.
wanted to change it.
Just wanted
and
to change
that's what
it.
you. I mean, it's the acceptance. For me, I think the best thing you can do to yourself, as like being an overweight person, is to accept that okay, you're overweight, but you have to do something to change it, and that's when it starts unfolding, and then you take the next step and the next step and the next step. And, that's what you've done, and that's what I'm trying to do, and I'm so proud of you, man. You come a long way.
Thanks, brother. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And that's also another thing. Change. A lot. That's one thing I realized. I came into this knowing that this is not an overnight thing. Like
Yeah.
especially with health.
That's a
and
very
if you-
important thing to
yeah,
know.
so-
I mean, understand.
So I've been fat my whole life growing up. So like I didn't come into this like being all naive and it's gonna take 6 months. I'm gonna do this in 6 months.
Yeah.
No. I came with a long range plan in mind. I was like, it's gonna take
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, even 5 years.
Man, years.
Because it didn't take like 1 year for me to gain all this weight and look like this. So the change will come, but the effort and the work has to be consistent. So that's one thing I realized.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like that's something a lot of people think. So they'll hit the gym
Yeah.
for a couple of weeks and I'll get in shape.
Everybody just wants like miracles, and they just want things that are overnight.
Exactly.
They want things to just happen instantly, and then then they do the work, and then it's been a month, and they don't see the change, and then they quickly give up. It's like, oh, okay, it's
Maybe
not
this
work
isn't
for
working.
me,
Yeah.
or they quickly just accept, or just settle. I don't think it's accepting. I think it's just settling because you
Yeah.
just don't want to put yourself through like all the hard work it takes in order to change what you are able to change. So a lot of people are just settling because it's just not comfortable.
Yeah.
But I think expecting like it's always good to like last week we talked with Jerry, and he did his own research before he started doing his crazy like fasting and dieting.
Yeah.
But doing your research and having the knowledge of how difficult the journey will be, I think that's you tackle your goals much more effectively because there's no surprises. You expect it to be
That long.
that hard or that difficult, or the changes to be drastic, and not going into it blind is really, really good. But then it comes back like down to your determination and your mindset as well. Like how much are you willing to do it? And if you really want it, then you won't put up with any excuses. You'll just go for it.
Exactly. If you want something so bad, you have to do the work. That's what a lot of people are not willing to do. They're not willing to actually sacrifice and commit themselves to doing
it's-
something that.
I blame the victim mentality.
Exactly.
Still,
That's
Yeah.
and I blame society in a way that like because of this whole technological age, everything is moving so fast that when you click a button, something happens, right? And we've
Yes.
all got used to that quick reaction time. That if we forget that some things take time to, to actually come into fruition, and you have to put time, effort, consistency, and just keep going. Like at first I thought maybe 2 months in the gym, you're good, but then after 2 months, it's like, oh wait, this isn't happening. Like nothing is. And then I met you guys, and then I did a bunch of reading, and I did a whole lot of YouTube videos after.
Yeah.
And I realized, oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe this isn't how I should be doing things. Instead, like I should be in it for the long term, instead of just 1 year. Because like all my childhood life and my teenage life, I've gone like on diets. I've said this many times. I'm sure you're aware of it. But there's always this relapse where like I diet for like a year, I keep my weight in check, and then I let go myself. 2 months, bam, pounds just accumulate back, and it's always this loop, right? And then, like now, when I'm like, in a better mental state, I'm realizing that okay, something has to change. Like it's not just now and then you get this instant gratification of you coming 1 month, do a 30-day challenge, you're fit, done, no more gym for the rest of the year. But it's all about the long game, man. And I congratulate you on that, man.
Thanks, bro. It goes to being realistic with your goals as well. So that's one thing I realized when I wanted to start coming to the gym, and myself and C spoke about this. And it's like, well, we need it for the long run. It's not gonna be a 1 year or a 3 month thing. We really have to go and like put some effort and time into this. And then so when I came in, it was at the back end of 2020. I think Chan was one of the first guys we met at the gym too. And that's the thing. When I first got into the gym, I was like so conscious about who is watching me. So conscious about
Because you've never been in an environment
I've
like
never
this
been
before.
in a gym environment before. Like we did, I did play rugby, but we never did strength and conditioning. This was like a schoolboy rugby and uni rugby. We just went and did laps and the circuit training and all that. We never did any strength, like actual strength and conditioning training as well. So when I first came to the gym, I was like really conscious about who is watching. What are people saying about me? It would be really intimidating at first.
Yeah.
It would be really intimidating.
You pick up a 5 pound and people lifting 10.
People are like,
I'm a big guy and I'm lifting this puny
Exactly.
weights.
Yeah,
Like,
I used to start off. I mean, I felt the same as well. Like when I started, I used to be really skinny. So, and I just didn't know how to, because I'm not athletic at all. I look like one now, but like I have no skills. I am just FTR for a reason. Anyway, but I used to lift weights at home, and I started at home until I felt like confidence. I could come and at least move some big numbers in the gym. Or when I really started working now, I came to the gym, but I came with that conscious, and I used to try plan my workouts during days when there's nobody at the gym, so there's less people trying to,
Less
look.
eyes on
Yeah,
you.
exactly. But it's kind of good because those thoughts, like a lot of them are just lies. Because when you come to the gym, you actually meet people who teach you, and they go out of their way to tell you, oh, you do it this way and you do it that way, and it's such a great place to be, and just to be surrounded by people who recognize that you're trying to put the effort in, and then they can help you.
Also, people don't realize that the gym environment is like everybody's there on their own journey as well.
Yeah.
And the gym environment is the only environment that probably will understand where newbies are coming from.
Yeah.
Because everybody was once a
Yeah,
newbie
yeah,
as well.
exactly.
So that's something I didn't realize until like consistently coming to
Yeah.
the gym and then realizing that nobody's judging anybody here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
everybody's
right?
just like
Everybody's just doing their own
with the
thing. It's so,
music. and,
like
Hey, so come to the gym. We don't judge.
the vibe is like it's really good vibes here, and it's like
and it's true. Like everybody's just minding their own business and just doing whatever they want to do.
that's why last year I was like I was just overthinking things when I first came. I was like, nobody's judging you here. It's like all the guys, they're doing their own thing. Everybody's got their own little gym goals and
Yeah.
aims and all that. Nobody's there judging anybody, calling out anybody on what they're doing right or what they're doing wrong.
It's a very respectful environment.
Yeah, so that's like when I first came, like looking back now, I laughed that off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What an idiot. What was I
What was he
thinking?
afraid of? Yeah.
What kind of training are you focused on like right now? And when you started off, what was your program like? Like how many days did you come to the gym and what were you focused on?
Okay, when we first started, I was on the program that C did. So one of C's mates is a SNC coach at the time. Yeah, I think he's the current SNC coach for Hunters as well. So he did up a brief plan for myself and C. So we started that. So we did a bit of power training, and we also did a bit of bodybuilding as well.
Okay.
So that's basically what we did. We started off coming to the gym from like Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. So we'll come in on Monday, we'll probably do chests and back. And we'll come in on Tuesday, do legs. And then Thursday coming, do shoulders and arms. So we just followed that routine. And what we also did, we used to go for runs at the Ring Road. So last year we would go running at the Ring Road on Wednesdays and Fridays. So that was basically what we did, and for the majority of last year. So just a bit of power and a bit of bodybuilding.
Nice.
Like power is like the compound lifts and minimum reps with big weight,
Heavyweights, yeah.
heavy weight.
And
So
how long
high
would like your session be?
that will depend because like usually a chest session will be like on the bench, flat bench, incline. And we would pound out like for power reps, it would be like 5 sets of 5s. Depending on the weight as well. And because there was 2 of us, it took like an hour, almost an hour to go through a power session on chest and back.
Yeah, because some people think that when they need to start, they need to spend like 2, 3, 5 hours and then do it every single day to get results. But I think you have to be smart about how you train as well. And yeah, I think the first part, like understanding your body, is also important as well. Because like your body responds to some exercises better than others, or food as well.
Yeah.
And just learning, like part of this journey is also understanding how your body responds to different kind of exercises and like diets, and then just manipulating it to get the best results possible.
Exactly. Yeah. So like what we did might not be suitable for somebody
Yeah,
else.
exactly.
So
As long as people at least have an idea of what it took for you to constantly come here.
it also depends on your goals as well.
Yeah.
Like what goal you have coming into the gym, whether you want to lose weight, you want to build strength, or so different training programs go for different sort of goals.
So what's your goals from where you are to now and then now to the future?
I think when I started off, my main goal was to lose the extra fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
And
that
then
you've
and
lost
then
it.
and then I liked the strength part especially.
Yeah, strength training is really fun.
So I thought I would come in and just do some bodybuilding, lose some fat, and then I'll be like, have this Greek god physique
Yeah.
or something.
Swatch, you know?
And then we started doing PRs, and like the strength training really came in for me. I was like,
Yeah.
so I really like the strength training part of it, and
So you focus more on
yeah.
strength. And
So I'm focused more on strength and losing weight and building strength
At the same time, yeah.
at the same time. Yeah.
So Eric's been really helpful with like programs, and shout out to Eric, by the way. Eric's the guy.
Yeah, so I started with Pops Eric just last year, December. It's been really good. There's a really big difference between doing up your own program and working out yourself and working out
With a trainer.
with a trainer. Yeah,
Okay.
there's a really big difference. Like working with Eric, he really pushes you.
Mm-hmm.
He really pushes you, and you will actually go beyond some of your like
Limits.
limits. Yeah. So I think that's the main difference, and he's really strict with his rest times. So you have to get it,
It was a day.
bro. It's hard, but if you want something that bad, you have to
Yeah.
work that hard enough
He's
to.
someone who will get you to your goals. Like he's very driven, and he doesn't give two shits. You something on all that much just push you. I remember doing one session with him, and I haven't done a session with him after, so
It was that intense.
it's just intensive. Yeah, first time.
It's all his sessions are really intense, but that's why I like it.
Yeah,
How do you stay motivated?
Bro, that's a big thing. I'm not motivated most of the time.
but you
Like, what do
Sometimes
you
I-
tell yourself
yeah,
on
sometimes
days
I
when?
have a really long day and I don't even want to come, but I just force myself. And the moment I drive in the car park, I'm like, I'm already here. I have to get
Might
down.
You might as well
Might
just
as
well.
Those are some of the those are the simplest hacks to
yeah.
Sometimes you just have to turn up. Turning
wear
up,
the shoes.
Once you turn up, that's it. You've got no excuse. I'm already here. I might as well. The time,
Yeah.
people don't realize that the time will still pass by regardless. There's still
You
gonna
come
be
to
an
the
hour.
gym or
Yeah.
not, this stuff.
Whether you come or not, it's still gonna be an hour. You're still gonna pass an hour. So. Like that's something I got to like. I used to like motivate myself. I think in the previous session you guys said there's a difference between motivation
Yeah,
and
being
drive.
motivated and being,
Being
driven.
driven.
Yes. He said
So
that.
yeah, motivation and driving.
Yes, there's a big
Yeah.
difference between being motivated and being driven. So when you're motivated, there's good music, good vibes, you have this good energy, you watch a video, you want to go to the gym, you go to the gym. Being driven is you show up every day regardless.
Yeah.
So as you were saying, like you want to, what keeps you going is like you want to just show up.
Yeah,
Just show
that's practically what I do. I just show up. Like what motivates me, I would say is it's like you wanna be better than
Who you used to
Who
be.
you
you
used to be.
Yeah.
I relate to that.
Chan said that a couple of episodes ago. That's really true. Like I don't wanna be who I was in 2020. That's the last person I wanna be. I never wanna go back to being like I was at the time.
Yeah.
I was broke. I was in debt. I was overweight. And that's the funny thing about how once you reset new goals, once you realign your perspective, that's the funny thing about life is things actually will
Yeah,
work out.
Start to align. Your life
So-
starts to align.
So a lot of things, especially career-wise, were not going well for me in 2020. After getting onto the fitness journey and started doing little changes in my life, eventually better opportunities came up. Like career-wise as well. So I achieved some things in my career that I never thought that I would achieve.
Yeah.
So you'll see that the little changes you'll do will have big effects in your life as well. So like that shouldn't be stopping anybody from going out there and doing something to
Yeah.
better themselves.
Better themselves. I think it's like a law of attraction thing, like you said. If you try to better yourself, the universe would sort of align itself into giving you better things, And then it's all about your mindset. I think it's always been there.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
just we were too in ourselves
Exactly.
that we didn't know it was possible.
And you had to go through like a really tough situation in order for you to to turn around. I really like this. This is a quote that says you are one decision away from changing your life. And that's like at any moment in your time you can always change. And it's always been about your mind. And the proverb, it says that as a man thinks he is, he becomes. And it's just proof that your mind creates your reality, what you think and what you say. And when you start changing, it's like, oh, okay, like something's going wrong and let me just try. Or you put yourself in environments where your mindset starts to change. Then it starts to, I think,
Change for the better.
exactly, like you start to see things. It's just a shift in perspective, and then your mind starts to see things that you just didn't notice before, and you start to see opportunities and things like that, and you change, and as you change, everything else changes. It's always starts from within, and then it works its way out. it's an interesting thing how the mind works and how it creates.
Exactly. It's like that. It's like that. There was something I watched on YouTube that said, like about making decisions. Like if you're broke, then stop overspending or stop. Like it's nobody else. Like it's nobody else's fault why you're broke or why you're unfit. Everything,
yeah.
everything has to come back to you. That's why it comes back to what you said: accountability and acceptance.
Yes.
Once you
Yeah.
take accountability for yourself, your situation, once you accept that that's
It's
the
no one's
situation
fault.
Yeah.
you are in, once you accept that, and once you take on board and accept these challenges, and then you start moving forward and making certain the changes that you need in your life
That needs
to
to
be
done.
better. Yeah.
And I think it's like you have to also remind yourself that, because like I've noticed that when you change your mind, you'll start to notice the bad things that keep lingering on you,
Yeah.
like the people that you have, or the things that you have to cut out, and those things, they just stick out of the rest, and you feel like if it doesn't add value to where you want to align yourself and where you want to be, you just cut it out. Like at first, it feels like, if I cut this out, I may not, or they may not like me anymore, or I may lose this friend, I may lose their validation or something. It doesn't matter really. Like if you're doing something for yourself, it's not selfish.
No.
It's self-improvement.
That's a common misconception
Yeah.
because like I also went on this journey of focusing on myself, and I thought it was very selfish at first, but then you start to realize that you're taking care of all your needs and you're not relying on anybody else or this sense of validation or for your security or like loving yourself, taking care of yourself. You're treating yourself the way you want to be treated. And by doing that, there's so much power in that because now you don't have to rely on anybody else to treat you that way. Or if somebody doesn't treat you that way, it does not bother you. You don't crave someone else's affection or their love or their approval when you start giving it to yourself. And then you can freely, what I've found is that I can freely like take care of somebody else or love them without expecting anything in return. Like it's very selfless. By being kind of selfish you about just focusing on your needs and changing yourself, you become very selfless because you don't need it from somebody else or something else, and you just, I don't know, life is a lot more peaceful.
Yeah, it's a
and
lot more peaceful. There's a lot more clarity.
Exactly.
You see where things need to be done, where things has to be done, and then like things are much easier for you to do it instead of worrying about someone, just worrying about. Because I overthink a lot,
Yeah.
and when I started like going on this journey of self-improvement and all of this, and the more I learned, the more clearer things became. So
Yeah.
it's
I
amazing.
relate to like clarity because when I started and when I realized, because I felt stuck as well, and I was like, okay, what can I change, and what needs to change? And the first things that hit me were all the things I couldn't change, and that got you a little more depressed than I wanted to. But then I started to realize, or it forced me to really try to find things that I could control over, because you can control something. There's always something. You're never in a position where you don't have a choice. You do have a choice, even if it's just an attitude shift or in the way. It always comes down to how you respond to different situations. Even if you can't control them physically or things like that, there's always something that you can do. They say that like life is like a game of poker. You're not giving a choice of the cards you are dealt with, but you can still win the game if you know how to use the card. So
cards in your
it's
hand.
always going to come. You can either sit back and complain, why was I given all of this? Why was I born into this family or into this country? Or do I have so many? Or you can try to make the best of your situation, and slowly you start to see little areas that you can change. And as you constantly change, like everything
You just
starts to,
rise above
it's hard. It's really hard
It
changing
is.
everything, because you're changing your whole life.
Yeah,
You're
like you're
changing,
rebuilding your values again.
exactly.
And that's really hard to do. Because it's like you're changing what you believe in.
Yeah, because basically your life, where you are right now, you chose to be there. Whether you realize it or not, you chose to be there. Subconsciously or consciously, you've made choices your whole entire life to bring you to the point
Exactly.
where you are. And only you can change that.
Yep.
People can talk and they can do, but you're the only one who can actually do what needs to be done to change it. And that was like, and you were talking about like how all the negative things. I've also been like, I used to be someone who, like, I had a really like low self-esteem, and I really had a hard time believing like receiving compliments, because
Yeah.
I would say thank you, but like deep in my mind it would be
I
like,
don't deserve it.
are they are they playing tricks with me, or like are they like, I don't see it. Like that was my
Yeah.
problem, is I didn't see it. So what I used to do was like I used to recondition my mind, because I remember one time I started journaling because there was just so much in my head and I really needed to get stuff out of my head. And I remember I was journaling, and when I look back on reread my journal, I really like how the tone has changed. When I started off, I was very negative, and there's like just complaining, a lot of complaining. But slowly, as the days and the months progressed, my tone started to change. It became more hopeful and positive.
Yeah.
So if I had a bad day, I would start encouraging myself. Anyway, but there was one time I actually wrote down, it's like, oh, it's only a bad day. Tomorrow will be a better day. Better things are up ahead, because something bad or you're in a low point of your life right now doesn't mean your whole life. And then I ended that entry with, you can do it. I believe in you. And then I stopped. And then I was about to go to sleep. And then while I was sleeping, it realized, like, it just hit me.
Mind, yeah.
I was like, oh, this is the first time that I've actually told myself that I believe in myself.
Yeah.
And that was a game changer. So using like that, I started to change the way that I started talking about myself. So I would list down all the qualities, all the compliments that other people have said. And then I would also write qualities like that I wanted to see in myself. And there's this practice called like positive affirmations,
Yeah,
where you start
positive
talking to yourself. So what I did was that I wrote all of those things. I got out my phone, I voice recorded all that whole list, and I was like, oh, I am this, I am that. And then what I do every single morning when I woke up is that I would just play that recording and put it on repeat, just to recondition my mind, to remind me. And it didn't, like, it was weird. It felt stupid
yeah.
at first. But
Feels funny.
but suddenly, like after a month of that, like my perspective and how I started to see myself change. And the funny thing was that people started to agree to what I was saying to myself. There were the exact same things. People were saying the same things, and it was just an incredible way to change how you see yourself. And it all comes down, like, I really like Zig Ziglar. Zig Ziglar is someone who, he's an old school motivational speaker, but he says that a lot of people struggle with success simply because they don't think they're worthy of success. It all comes down to their self-worth and their self-image and their self-esteem. And that's how, he's a really good person to look into. But it's always, you can look at different motivational speakers and they'll all tell you the same thing.
Yep.
It's always going to be up to you and how much work you're willing to do to get what you want. And, it's up to you. It's really, really up to you.
It's the basic denominator, you.
Yeah, exactly. Have you noticed patterns in your life when when you take a moment to stop and really like have a good look of your life, that you notice patterns?
Yeah, and then you're like, what's the common denominator
Yeah,
in all those
exactly.
situations?
Yeah, exactly. Because
me.
that was one of the factors that really launched me into all of this. I sat down and was like, wait a second, this has happened to me before.
Yeah.
Like I felt like, because I used to struggle with disappointments. I'd have moments in my life. There are a lot of things that I'm passionate about, and then I'll have a season where it will just die or things will go wrong, and I'd have a really, really hard time just dealing with it. I was like, and then so many other things as well. But then I started noticing the patterns. Like, okay, it's clearly not life. It's clearly not the good Lord. It's clearly not my family. Like, it has to be something. And then you search for answers outside of you, and then the culprit is just staring at you. And then, yeah, it was really hard to accept. Honestly, for me, like, it was really hard to accept. It's like, oh, like it wasn't like, oh yes, I'm the problem. It's like, no, shit, I'm the problem. And then after you get over that hump, and then I think you really start to value your life Bam. I think everybody, like, as they leave the the 20s and enter the 30s and the 40s, they really, I think I've had conversations where a lot of people do feel stuck, like they just feel like
Yeah.
they just don't have a direction in their life, or their life has been just someone else's plan for them, and or they're just
They're
existing.
just going with the
Yeah,
flow.
Yeah.
It's that feeling like you know you can do so much more,
Yeah.
but
You don't know where to
it's
start.
it's like
It's like
yeah,
you just, you're meant to do more, or you're
Yeah.
not meant to be where you
Yeah.
are, but you just don't know how to get to where you want to go.
I've always had that feeling that like, I know there's something more that I can do, and like it's always been like stuck in my head. I don't know how to put it into words. It's always been there, and then now that like in the fitness journey and everything, like things are starting to become more clear.
Yeah.
once you take one step in the right direction,
Yes.
everything else will fall in
Yeah.
line. I think that's what I've realized on my journey as well. So, like it's up to everybody to change their mindset and change their
Yeah.
life. It's like what Chen said. You cannot continue playing the victim in your own life. Nobody's going to get you out of it. You have to take the first step.
That's the problem, though. Most people
Yeah.
don't talk about what we're talking about.
Yeah. And then, like, it also comes down to, I think, this big question, like, do you love yourself enough to give yourself the best that you think you deserve? Because it all comes down to that self-love and that self-value. And then that's a lot what Zig Ziglar talks about. Like, one of the things that he says that really hits me is he says that you'll never be successful if you don't believe deep down that you are
Yeah.
worthy or you deserve success. Because if you don't believe that you are worthy of success, or you deserve success, or it's going to be a payoff in success, then everything you're doing and you're working hard chasing success, it's not going to happen, because deep down you just don't feel like you deserve it. So
Exactly.
it's and I mean, you can do it in so many other different ways, but I think fitness is the easiest way, because you actually see progress, and you see with your own eyes, and you see the numbers, and it's tangible, it's easy to track, and it's a great way, it's a great place to start and to find clarity. Even if it's just like not joining the gym, like jogging or walking, something that, like, really small goals like that just give, like, what's the word? The rewards are huge. I mean, if you can't run if you can't run a mile, you can only do like half a mile, and then set your goal. Oh, I'll just try run like 1 mile, and then when you hit that, like, it just gives you that boost of confidence. And then once you win in those small things, you start questioning yourself, like, oh, how much more can I do? What other battles so can I do? And the same mindset just translates, and it just spills over in every single thing, and you become Midas, where you touch anything you touch becomes gold.
Yeah.
I don't know. Such a great place to be.
It is. Everything's gonna unfold in front of you.
And it's so addictive as well.
Yeah.
Progress is addictive.
After you've seen all the progress, you're like, I can do more. I can do this. I can do that. And you just eventually, it's like a ripple effect.
Yeah.
Gets not only in your fitness journey, but in other aspects of your in your life as
You're
well.
training yourself how to overcome and how to solve problems and how to deal with this. And the self-talk that you give yourself in the gym can, if there's a project that's hard at work, you can, the same methods of self-talk and self-motivation, you can just throw it in. It's
Basically what we're doing in the gym, we're practicing a self-affirmation, positive
Yeah,
self-affirmation. But we're doing it in a gym, and then like you can use this
the same.
in other parts, factors of your life as well.
I found it. I'll just do like a last example. There's a quote I heard this morning when I woke up, and I was just. Usually when I wake up, in the past when I wake up, I check my socials, notifications. Now when I wake up, I want to see some Tony Robbins or Tom.
Yeah.
Or, something to just set my mind right. For the
Yeah.
day. So when I woke up in the morning, I went to Tom Liu and then his channel, and then there was something this guy said is about what was it? A horse, a boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a horse and a boy and a cow.
It's about overthinking.
Yeah, it's about people who overthink. Because I overthink a lot. I still have the problem of overthinking sometimes. Like I made a comment on Sammy about his podcast appearance, and I was just killing myself inside. I was like, maybe he got it wrong. Maybe he felt it was offensive to him. Maybe like, I was trying, like, maybe he doesn't want to do this anymore, you know. I overthink things, basically. I struggle with it.
And
I
it's
still
worse.
do,
You suffer
know.
more in your mind
So I
than you
try
do.
to help. I help myself by watching these videos and like, talking to myself. So I did watch the videos. Like, basically, what he said was there was a horse and a boy, and they were walking in a forest.
It was foggy as
Yeah,
well,
it
and they
was
couldn't
very
see.
foggy. And then the boy said to the horse, "Oh, I can't see where we're supposed to go. It's not clear, no." And then the horse said to the boy, "Can you see where you're gonna take your next step?" The boy said, "Yes." "Okay, just take the next step. What's gonna come is gonna come. Just focus on taking the next step." So then it's like, oh yeah, maybe I'm just overthinking. You know, it will come to that time. So just take the next.
Yeah,
step.
just focus on the next step.
But yeah, it really helped me this morning, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. Thanks a lot for coming on board.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to share with the world to help them, you know, to help motivate someone to get off their fat ass and go to the gym?
You want to roast them.
You want to roast anybody?
I won't be roasting anybody today, but
I'm good, Vic, today.
yeah. But I think it all goes back to everybody, and like if you accept the circumstance that you're in, then you should accept the life that you're living. But if you don't accept the circumstances that you're in and the life that you're currently living, then you have to get out there and make changes in your life to improve whatever circumstance in your life that needs improving. It all comes back to each and every one individual. Nobody's going to help you. You have to help yourself. That's all I have to say. Thanks. But thanks, guys, for having me.
No problem, man. Thank you.
Wise words.
coming on
Wise
board.
words.
So yeah, you heard it here first. Take responsibility. Take accountability. If you don't like where you are, get off your ass. Do something about it. Thanks, guys. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. As usual, we're gonna say bye to you guys. You say bye. You say bye. You say bye.
Thanks, guys, for having
See
me.
you guys.
Tune in next time.
All right.
And we out.